Hey, what's up, YouTube? So it's been a while since I posted a video. I don't went back to my old company, my old carrier. So let me take it back to the beginning for you guys. When I first got out of truck driving school, earlier this year, I started over-the-road training with a contractor, FedEx. And we went over the road, like literally over the road, from like Florida to California, for like 3 months straight. I ended up getting tired of FedEx. The money was okay. We the first week out of school, the money was okay, but I just ended up getting tired of FedEx because the most aggravating thing about working for FedEx, anybody who knows who works for FedEx, is hooking up doubles. I don't like hooking up doubles. The dollies are heavy. I got a bad back, and I hate hooking up doubles. Some people might not mind hooking up doubles, but I hated doing it. I said I hate doing it now. So because of that reason, I left FedEx and I went to Werner, thinking, oh, I'm gonna make a little bit more money there. It's a local route, because I was over the road with FedEx at first. So I contacted Werner. They was like, yeah, it's a local route. It's about $1,200 a week. Went to Werner orientation. Werner's a good company if you're fresh out of school. They'll train you pretty well or whatever, but the pay is shitty. Anybody who knows that works at Werner, the pay is shitty. The pay was shittier than the pay was at the contractor at FedEx. So I went to Werner. They pretty much sold me a whole bunch of dreams and shit. Werner's a big, like, smoke and mirrors. They told me to be like $1,200 a week. They sent me out of town to Joliet, Illinois, which is not far from St. Louis. 4 hours or something like that. So I drove my own car. Well, first they told me they was gonna rent me a car, and then at the last minute they said they couldn't rent me a car. There were no cars to rent. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just drive my own car up there. I drove my own car to Joliet for training. The recruiter told me that my hotel was paid for. Had my own room, all that stuff. I get to the hotel front desk is like, yeah, it's only paid for if you bump with somebody. And I was like, well, they never told me that. He was like, yeah, they don't tell anybody that. But if you want to get your own private room, it's like $180. Which for 5 nights, that wasn't that bad, but still, he could have just told me the truth. He could have just told me the truth and said, hey, if you don't bump with anybody, you got to pay half. I would have been cool with that. So that pissed me off. That was red flag number 1. I paid the $180, stayed for 5 days. Because I had experience with FedEx, I was considered like, I guess, experienced. Everybody else in my class, that was like their first job ever. I was the only one in class that had 3 months experience, especially like over the road experience. So I didn't have to stay the whole 5 days. I stayed about 4 days. The hotel they had to stay at in Joliet was, it wasn't a bad hotel. It was a little dirty, but I don't know. I guess you can't complain because it's somewhere. It's like you in training. They paid for most of it. It was a big ass road to the bathroom, but I'm just like, it is what it is. The breakfast was cool. Potatoes, eggs, and sausage. I'm cool with that. Lunch was shitty. Old sandwiches. Lunch wasn't good at all. But I ended up going to like dinner all 5 nights because I just went to like random bars and restaurants for dinner and stuff and paid for my own dinner. Orientation's pretty cool though. They help you like get your compliance and stuff together. They help you fill out your I-9, your paperwork, you get a piss test, a parabolic test. They make you get a new med card, which I never received, but I still got my old one. So I finally get done with orientation at Werner, and I get back to St. Louis, and there's like nobody like really told me anything. And the way they do it from St. Louis is actually East St. Louis where the drop you on is at. I couldn't get in contact with anybody, and the people I did talk to, they were just like, well, you can call back to Joliet to figure out which truck you're gonna use. I finally, after 3 days of not working, I finally got in contact with somebody, and they was like, yeah, take this truck for this, and you'll meet this guy, he'll give you an extra key, whatever the case may be. He gave me an extra key. The guy that I was sharing the truck with, I drove overnights. The guy that I was sharing the truck with, he was actually a really cool, older guy. He taught me some stuff. He was just all around really cool. The truck was nice. It was like a 2024, 2023 Freightliner. 2023 Kenworth with an automatic fifth wheel unlock, which I've never even seen it before. Because the truck that I trained with over the road was a Kenworth, but it was old and shitty. I was doing a local route from East St. Louis to Mount Vernon, Missouri, which is about 3 hours and 50 minutes there and back. And I wasn't even going to another drop yard. I was going to like match up with another guy from Oklahoma City. We swapped trailers every day. It was a pretty cool route. I like driving nights. I'm driving nights right now. I like driving nights. It was a pretty cool route. The money was just shitty. Like they said, $1,200. I probably seen one check that was $1,000. All the rest of my checks were like $800, $700, $600, $500, $400, $600, $700, $800, $900, $700, $500. All around those ranges. So every week was a different number. My check was a different rate every week. And for some odd reason, when I first started, they didn't have like a lot of freight to move. So I would work like 3 days a week. That's why my checks were like that. But still, they didn't have a consistent amount of freight to move. I would work 3 days and be off 3 days.
Slow down. Speed limit exceeded.
And so after staying with Werner for about 4 months, I just ended up going back to FedEx. I applied for a different contractor that paid a little bit more, and because I already had experience with FedEx, they hired me, which is great. Today is, I guess, Tuesday morning, the 23rd of December. This is my second week. I haven't even got paid yet, so I don't even know if, they're telling me the truth on their pay rate. I haven't got paid yet, but it's supposed to be more than the last contract I worked with FedEx. So hopefully that all falls into play. Yeah, I'm back doing doubles, but I'm pretty much, one thing I will say about Werner is working at Werner, I got very comfortable driving and getting experience. I was driving up mountains and down mountains in Missouri. And I got very comfortable and very, very good at driving. So now coming back to FedEx and doing the doubles, yeah, my back hurts, but I mean, I'm hooking them up a little faster, and I'm just kind of whipping and dipping it. It's not even a problem, it's not even an issue, because I'm so comfortable now. So hopefully if I can make the money, everything will be great. But yeah, I just want to make a quick video about that, how I went from FedEx to Werner, back to FedEx, because Werner doesn't pay shit. All the videos I've seen online about Werner, it's the same thing. They don't pay enough. I was getting paid like 47 cents per mile. I don't know. That's really, really low. Starting off in any truck. Like, you shouldn't be a truck driver if you're making like $800 a week, $700. That's bullshit. I was making that at my sit-down hospital job. So, but if you cross this video, you just now getting out of truck driving school, Werner is actually a good company to go for to get experience. I wouldn't stay with them no longer than like 5 or 6 months. But Werner, Schneider, Hogan, and Swift are decent companies to get some good over the road or local experience with. Because I know Swift has like I don't know about all states, but Swift has an local intermodal position that's $1,100 a week, which would be like transporting containers and stuff. And I actually was going to do that at first before I went to Werner, but something told me to go to Werner, which I don't regret it. It just wasn't enough money. But if you're just not getting out of school, Werner would be a great company to go for, especially if like from St. Louis. They have a local route from either East St. Louis, well, my position is probably posted now, East St. Louis to Mount Vernon, or you have an East St. Louis to Kansas City, Missouri. Right now, with the contractor I'm with FedEx, I'm doing St. Louis, Missouri to Kansas City, Missouri. Right now I'm in Kansas City, going back to St. Louis right now. Yeah, so that's really it. I was just giving you guys an update, and I would try to make more videos about trucking when I can. I might start posting videos at least like 2 or 3 times a week. Just depends on how busy I am. It just depends on what I got going on. But yeah, that's it. So subscribe. Thanks.